Good day, open hearts, and thank you for being here at Ixchel Energy. I know it's been a while. So anyway, like I mentioned before, we are moving. Ixchel studio is moving physically from one spot to another. So I'm in boxes and a lot of bags and stuff. So that's why it's been a little bit more difficult to make these videos. And I was also studying. I was finishing up my first portion of the third level of the Bach flowers. As you know, I have been working with plant medicine for a long time, but I have this love for the philosophy of Dr. Bach, and since it came into my awareness, I just wanted to get this done, and finally I'm getting to it. And I completed a big portion this couple of days past, and I am moving into the practice now. So that's why I have not been making videos that much, but I just wanted to come in quickly because I know there's a lot of people talking about the blood moon coming up and this full eclipse and all of this news that you can just look out, and there's a lot out there about the planetary the planetary support that we're receiving. The sun has been very, very active, and I am feeling that this blood moon, as they call it, is coming in and triggering, and I already feel it from last night, triggering a lot of war and resistance codes. So whatever you're resisting inside of you, and whatever you are at work inside of you, and by what I mean WAR, because my accent is not easy, I know. So whatever you are inside of yourself, feeling you are at war, that's gonna trigger the feel outside now and back and forth. So you're gonna be projecting, and if you're not aware of this, everything begins from the inside out. So when you see a lot of antagonism, a lot of fighting, is because it's coming to you to talk to you, to say you have this you having this stirring up. This is being brought up to the forefront, so you can see this is where you have more key codes that you need to clear. You need to release. You need to surrender these codes of fighting, of not feeling united with everything that is. Today we finish in the Tercena, and the last day today is Nog. Nog to me is the gateway to the Christ mind. And this comes from me and just sitting and meditating with the Nahuales, not from any kind of teachings with the elders. So I'm not claiming anything here other than what I feel regarding the day's frequencies. So today I feel we're closing this Tercena with the Christ mind gateway, Nahual, Nog, which is the carpenter birdie, tuk, 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 tuk. So it's like, wake up, wake up. And because of this closing today with the Nahual, that is the clarity of mind, and then we're moving into tomorrow's huge gateway of the blood moon, the full moon eclipse, and it's a Sag. It's so gigantic. It's eclipse season. So eclipse season always comes in and punches really hard to create, a little bit of a chaos, because that's how we realize what are the bits and pieces that we still have to work on. So Nog today is coming in to give us an opportunity to surrender before we walk in through the moon gate, to release and to allow for revelations and to allow for recording. And this is the Nahual of the North. So it's showing us the true North, which is the Christ mind, the highest mind, the mind of all of our consciousness together. That's how I see Nog. And Nog closing the Tercena, and then tomorrow we opening TIJAX. which, you know, TIJAX already, you know, is the obsidian blade. The obsidian blade is the double-edged sword, which, you know, of course, it could be beneficial. You can have a surgery and get well, or you can hurt somebody. You can kill somebody with the blade. So tomorrow we open TIJAX Tercena, so it's going to be very intense, and because it's eclipse, I feel this is going to resonate for many months coming through, and the antagonism and the war frequencies are gonna feel very strong. So it could be a little bit like just getting annoyed very easily, feeling like somebody's fighting with you, or you want to fight with somebody. So it's important that we stop ourselves and take that pause, that little bit of a break, and realize that this is not us. Okay, this is us releasing these false agreements and all these stories and narratives of you know, the old way of being. So TIJAX is coming in to assist us to cut away, to peel away, to release any of the old narratives. And like I said before, don't hold on to any of the labels or the names, or you are the wife of the, you know, I am the teacher, I am the doctor. And by that I mean, don't hold on to any of the other labels that are actually coming through now, especially with all these alien talks now, that even 60 Minutes had the aliens, and all these videos that you see that now people are coming up, and the government is going to release videos and stuff. Don't attach yourself to any of these either. I try to keep myself as Janina, even though I feel that I have many different levels, higher levels that I am connected with deeply. The Blue Avians, White and Blue Collective, Syrians, all that, but I don't take these labels because I'm Janina. I am in a representation of this beautiful basil now. This is my garden of my soul, and this is me. And even the name, which, you know, we all pick our names, this is the name that I'm representing today. So I'm not representing the mother, I'm not representing the wife, so, or the worker, or the healer, or the guru, or the Blue Avians, or the Pleiadians, or Arcturians, or the divine mothers, you know, which they do come through and help support with the medicine that I make. But I don't hold on to these labels. Okay, I let go of everything. Where are my notes? I make little notes because I was thinking about making this video earlier today, and things were just coming in very quickly. As I sat to do this video, I sat quietly, and I remember this image came into my mind when I was little. I think my parents were giving away this table, and the table was outside in the outside of the house, and my mom let me paint it. So I started painting it, painted little flowers, and as I painted this table, I went into this trance, and I started thinking that this was first I thought, who named this table? Who decided the table was gonna be called table? And then, you know, I was a child, so, you know, these ideas, and when you are a kid like that, you have a lot less filters, a lot less veils. So I just remembered this, and I was thinking, who gave the name table? And then before it was a table, you know, it was a tree, it was a piece of wood. But before it was a piece of wood, what it was in the earth. It was a seed maybe, and before it was a seed. So all this I'm thinking, well, I'm painting these little flowers in this huge table. I think it was a huge table, but probably was a very little table, but I was little. So anyway, I want you to think about who you were before your parents were born. Okay, did you have any labels then? Did you have any stories, any narratives connected to yourself then? Did you have any attachments to anything? So when you came in, you decided you were gonna come in, and you decided to come in at this time because you brought in frequencies that are needed at this moment. And like I said before, your job is to just show up. If you're still here in the body, just please wake up and keep showing up every day as the best you that you can be. You don't have to be the best doctor. You don't have to be the best dentist. You don't have to be the best, goddess, princess of Andromeda. No, even the best light language singer. You just need to be the best that you can be at the moment that you are. And just call forth all of your love. Open your heart and just be there fully, because the lower mind is going to start playing a lot of games from now on, because we are releasing all of these games. So the games don't want to be released. This is something that is comfortable. It's like when we go back and fall back into all habits that are not healthy, but they feel comfortable, so we go back and fall into the chips and the Cheetos and all that. They just feel comfortable. So this is what I feel is gonna happen. A lot of more entangling into the narratives are gonna come in, trying to pull you down into the tangles of stories, and even if they are lineages, but this is the way our family has been. This is how we have been raised. This is something that we do every Sunday, or this is something we do every Saturday, so it has to be done this way. So any dependencies of things from the past or any dependencies of the future, you're gonna have to let go now, because it's going to really start shaking. If you're not letting go willingly like that, just let it go. There's gonna be a lot of shaking going on. Even though we are past, we're just coming out of that big stormy type of field that I felt coming through about a month or so ago. But if you think about it, the past is just ideas, and the future is just ideas. That's all they are. The past and the future is just ideas. If you sit and think about the past, it's just ideas. So if that's all that is, it just doesn't exist in the present moment. You're gonna have to release them, because the more you hold on to these, the more suffering you're gonna create to your heart center, to your mind especially coming in. The mind is really gonna suffer if you do not release the past and the future. The present moment, you stand in faith, in trust, in in the full knowing that who are you if you don't need anything? Okay, who are you if you don't have any needs? Think about that. Okay, because you're gonna have to sit in the present moment and come back to the present moment over and over and over, without any expectations of the future, without any need for certainty, without any need for a prescription of this is the way it's going to happen, this is what you're going to receive. So any of it, because this is very limiting. So it feels to me that things are gonna shake, and I'm seeing the threads that are being shaken are the ones that have a lot of separation and codes and frequencies that are alike to war, WAR, guerra. I don't know how you spell guerra, war in Spanish, GUERRA, and war, WAR. So those are the codes that I feel we're gonna start releasing, and the more we hold on to that, trying to make sure that we are right, then the less peaceful we're going to feel, and then it's harder to come into a peaceful place. So if you can hold your inner peace, that kind of peace that passes all understanding, it's a peace that is beyond this present moment in the garden. Is bigger than this, because this is what's going to be required. I can see that right from last night, there were people antagonizing people with very little motivation and with nothing. It became such a huge fire, and then throughout the day it was like that. And every time I check, I touched in, it was a battle with the lower mind and the higher mind, and then I realized today is Nog, and we are closing the Tercena. Tomorrow is TIJAX, and it's the blade coming through, and it's going to come in to allow us to remember what are we, who are we, to allow us to remember where we are off. Sorry, the sky is so pretty. So to let go of any ideas, past, future, any agreements, any identities, any choices, any love, any fear, any fault, any victories, everything, okay, that identifies us as separated from everything that is around us, because that is the main obstacle, the main challenge. Okay, we become angry quickly if we are not identified with everything around us. If we understand what we have control over and what we don't, we have control over everything that we perceive, how we perceive. That's what we control, but we cannot control another being. We have zero control over another being because they have their own power. So we are showing up as the best that we are, with an open heart and full of forgiveness to everybody and ourselves, because if this is an eclipse coming, it's gonna last a couple of months, and I feel that, I don't know why, it was like a antagonizing, you know, like I kept seeing, you know, fighting. And this is all about narratives, because you cannot fight somebody that you know is your own, yourself, your brother, your sister, and that you have been. Because if you understand that you have been everything, if you have been a man and a woman, you have been black, you have been white, you have been all races, you have been in all rich, poor, you have been a victim, you have been a victimizer. You can imagine, because that's what I have been doing too, you can imagine the most evil person in the world that you can imagine. I don't care who it is, just imagine the most evilest person in the world and imagine that that is you. Okay? And you are capable of that evil, just as you are capable of doing the most wonderful blessing and the, you know, bringing the blessing of love to the whole planet. So you are everything. That's when we become fighting, and we are part of the separation when we don't identify ourselves as together with everything, and understanding that we have been everything, including the most evilest of evil and the most beautiful of lights. And this is just an experience that we're having, and we are moving to higher ground. We are moving to the upper room, and everything that is going to happen cannot happen on the lower room. We are moving to the upper room. So that's why this TIJAX Tercena is opening up with this huge planetary support coming up. So if my videos are gonna be, you know, far apart, is because again we are moving, and I'm working on finalizing my third level of the back flowers. So with that, I leave you. Thank you so much for coming with an open heart and an open mind. Please receive blessings and love from me. Take care of yourselves and see everything as you. That will help you. Okay, even the tiniest of things and the biggest of things is all you, the goodest and the baddest. Thank you so much for coming. Divine blessings. Remember, we are the angels. Namaste.